During the third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A always be aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news,
You're
guys.
hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. You climb the wall up and you just
lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking A.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast. Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time, here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
And ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live from what used to be our bomb shelter, but now with all the peace news coming out, we're actually having it converted into a study.
A rumpus room.
Yes, it's right-wing news, talk, opinions, entertainments. It's like compound media, but with production values.
And
no
paywall, yeah.
And it's free. Welcome aboard, folks. Revenge of the Cis, the show that aims to save Western civilization one childish joke at a time. The leaders, not meters, the leaders.
The breeders.
And the breeders of your media insurgency. Of course, Mike Sheely, Royce Lopez. Thursday! Only two shows left. And then we can be done with you people for the weekend. Ugh!
Say bravo to me. I took the fastest poop in recorded history.
It was pretty impressive.
I have IBS, right? So the problem is that normally I'm pretty good. I time it pretty well, you know. But for you have IBS sometimes too. So you know how it is. Sometimes for no reason, your stomach goes, "Hey, go now."
Yeah, I've had stomach problems since I was a kid, and I've had anxiety problems since I was a kid. Royce and I would probably have, other than having slightly different builds and different lifestyles, I think our medical chart would read just almost identical. We have all the same problems. So I do have to commend Royce for his quick shitting. Because I know for me personally, it's a whole thing. Like,
I know.
I wouldn't have even been able to do what Royce did. My days of shitting in 3 minutes or less are over.
Yeah, so
it's a fucking mess every time now.
So I was like, oh, fuck. So as soon as I hit play for the intro, I was like, and I was like, look, I can't, or it's going to be the middle of the show. So I went and I ran to the bathroom, which is just down the hall. And, man, I have a squatty potty. You know what? Free plug. Maybe we're going to make a sponsor. Those things help. Got it out there, baby, wiped it up, ran back just as the show was coming back. So I feel fresh now and renewed.
Yeah, it's a mess down there for me. Like, it's gotten worse over the years, so I don't think. Because, like, Royce is what I would be like if I worked out and I drank a fiber shake every night and I didn't drink all the time. I'm the worst case scenario, so like my situation's just getting worse and worse. I could have never popped that. Back in my strip club days, when I was DJing in titty bars, I had shitting, pissing, wiping, and I mean wiping thoroughly because I'm weird about that.
Me too.
I had it all down to a 2.5 minute science. You have to play 3-minute cut. Strip clubs are just like radio.
Right.
3-minute cuts of songs. You have to get, you have to move through the rotation. So you have to run in and shit and still be able to talk. Some clubs, you'd have the luxury of the wireless mic, which helps. Because there have been times where I had it on auto mix and would auto DJ for me, and I'd be taking a shit. There were a few times in between spurts I'd be like, guys, that's right. We got Diamond on the main stage, 2nd of 3. Pop the mic back off. Let it out.
Manny's like, oh, good poop talk. It's better than O&A talk. Yeah, I'm sorry about that yesterday. It's be a normal episode today.
Yeah, you know what? Fine, whatever. We'll be just like O&A. We'll sit here and complain that our food's not right. Oof. We'll complain about mild inconveniences at a local Starbucks on the way to work. It's like I asked for 2 sugars and they put 3 in there. It ruined my entire week.
Well,
Poop
some
talk.
really good news. At 3 a.m. this morning, North Korea released those 3 American citizens, and our president was there to meet them at the Andrews Air Force Base.
Oh, here he is. Here's Trump, glory hounding and taking credit for everything.
Hot dogging and showboating.
Hot dogging and showboating.
Is on that Air Force jet. And there you go. There's Melania Trump with the president coming off, and we're going to see whether the 3 Americans are following them. Yes, there they are. Let's let this moment breathe for a second and stay out of the way.
He high-fived the guy doing the peace thing, which is kind of weird. Now, Mike, what did he have to give up for this to happen?
Nothing. See, here's the thing, right?
Okay. Okay, I want to hear this.
Well, like, for instance, like with the Iran deal, we sent just planes full of pallets of cash to the Iranians, right? Mm-hmm. That was Obama. When Obama did the trade for Bo Bergdahl, who, by the way, was a traitor, who abandoned his post and endangered the lives of many of his colleagues,
Right.
because they had to go out and search for him. Bo Bergdahl, remember that? We traded a traitor for, I believe it was like 5 notorious terrorists.
Yes.
And I'm talking, these aren't terrorists. We're not talking about like, Allah Akbar, I'm going to blow myself up in a market. We're talking about the kind of terrorists that would qualify as targets in the Hitman video game.
Yes.
Like international money laundering fucking terrorists. We traded 5 out of Gitmo.
Yeah.
Bo Bergdahl. In this wonderful case, Trump just said, "I'll just come pick him up. I'll pay for the gas. I'll pay for the meals and the flights." And they were like, "Ha ha, deal. You take them home now. That's it. Done
And
deal."
All gone.
Holy shit.
This is getting very little coverage, by the way.
Faggots, you whined so much about Trump. This sort of dangerous rhetoric is going to get us all killed. What if North Korea actually has nukes? They're going to nuke us. Guess what? They didn't have nukes. They knew we had nukes. We threatened to nuke them.
Basically.
Now our boys are on a plane back. They're signing deals. Everybody's happy. Guess it worked.
Wow. And by the way, alive, too, which is great.
I hope you enjoyed the pre-flight Big Macs that were provided by McDonald's Corporation, which is a very strong, it's a great company. They're doing great things.
So,
Look out for their Pyongyang franchise location, which will be available soon.
and again, Mike, just because I forget things sometimes, remind me, what did Trump have to give in to get them?
So there
Release?
was it's basically nothing.
Nothing.
Not
Okay.
a goddamn
Not
thing.
a goddamn thing.
Oh no. We did have to promise one thing.
What was that?
That we wouldn't utterly destroy them.
That's fair.
Right? Good deal.
It's a good deal.
You get to go home and sleep tonight in your bed. And so do our 3 guys. Okay, deal. That is some fucking mafia, like head of a mafia family type shit that's happening. I love this.
So this is what CNN was reporting last night. Brian Carmen on Trump considering taking certain people's press credentials. Shut up. This is a CNN. Speaking to Trump, Brian Carmen on CNN speaking to Trump after he said that the fake news should have their press credentials taken away, basically.
I was going to say, take your lumps like a man. I mean, for heaven's sakes, every president faces this.
Yeah, you guys crucified Obama, huh?
Every president faces this is the most unaware lie that I have ever seen. No, I lived through the Obama presidency. Obama was not put under a microscope, microanalyzed, and criticized for every move he made, and he made some terrible decisions.
Look, every president in history has had to deal with accredited mainstream media journalists calling his wife a whore,
Yes.
calling his children retarded,
Yes.
calling him a murderer, calling him a racist, draft dodger. Every
Akin to Hitler.
single president has had to be called Hitler on CNN. This is all standard behavior, I think. Attacking their kids.
Yeah, take your lumps, baby.
Yeah. Remember when the press
Yeah.
used to attack Obama's kids?
Hey, stupid. How about this? Listen to your own advice. Take your medicine. No one's ever challenged you fucking idiots, and now somebody is, and it's making a lot of other people challenge you fucking idiots. That's what's happening. Take your lumps.
Yeah, take your lumps too, stupid.
Lumps like a man. I mean, for heaven's sakes, every president faces this. Every president. For a president of the United States to sit there on a day he should be crowing about a victory, by the way. That's what his main topic should be.
And then if he was gloating about the victory, you would say that he had nothing to do with it, that it was actually really South Korea. You don't fucking play this game.
I could also criticize you.
Why are you talking about this instead of talking about the victory? You fucking hypocritical piece of shit.
Yeah, and I also don't like the fact that, I can criticize you, sir. I can criticize you for knowing you were going to go on national television, picking up a tie, a shirt, and a jacket from Marshall's, and not even bothering to get a haircut. I could mock you, sir.
Yeah, and having a deformed head. The back of your head looks like a skate park.
Yeah, who cares if you're a walking billboard for Asperger's?
Yeah.
You're not going to attack my president.
Yeah, what's fucking wrong with you?
The detainees coming
He
home.
looks like an estranged son that Ted Cruz doesn't talk to.
So take your victory lap on that and shut up and take your medicine. Act like a man, for the heaven's sakes. Every president takes criticism. For you to sit there
So this
and
guy's
then-
basically saying to the president of the United States,
Take your medicine.
shut up, be a man, and let me attack your family.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
make this personal.
Correct.
You're a piece of shit.
Every president does not get criticized like this. That is horseshit. That is bullshit. Not even Bush. Even Bush got some stuff, but not as bad as this. This is the worst I've ever seen any president. Because it's the first time, by the way, that a president's fought back to your fucking liberal bias.
So what else did political Don Stugotz have to say?
I don't know. It's not a kitchen.
criticism. For you to sit there and then tell us to question our veracity because we print things or say
That are
things
lies.
that you don't
That
like.
are lies. And then you're going to question their veracity and my credibility. I'm not going to sit here and put up with that shit. I'm not going to do it.
Who does this guy think he is?
Yeah. I mean, I make up a few stories. Maybe we stole a couple of fake news stories from 4chan and then BuzzFeed, and then we fed a bit fake CIA dossier to the public, so we were engaging in propaganda. Don't dare to challenge the veracity of the Russian hooker piss story.
I want you to imagine being in a press room that is populated with people only vetted by the president. I'll defend.
Okay, no, I was never in the Obama press room. How was it?
Yeah, I would love to have a White House press conference room that was consisted of Alex Jones and Milo Yiannopoulos and that retard Mike Tokes and Laurel Loomer. It would be an utter shit show. Yes, I want. You know what? I think this is backfiring.
Yeah.
Does anybody else kind of want this?
Yeah, quit digging. You struck oil.
Yeah,
And
I
everyone
want
in
that press briefing room. What a oh God, I would pray to watch that every day. It would be the highest rating every day.
Every day.
Press ratings would be through the roof.
press room right now. Every one of them. We're only doing our job, and I don't care what network affiliate. They're all doing an honest day's labor. But if you turn it around and say, look, you can't get in here unless you write something nice about me, what does that do?
Hey, Brian, why don't you go back home to your wife and her kids and talk to her, because you can't take any. They want to dish out this fucking vile, vitriol hatred, and they can take nothing.
Miss Sanders, hi, Paul Joseph Watson, prisonplanet.com. What is the president's favorite sandwich? And when will we stop supporting Israel? I'll toss it over to my colleague. Oh, yeah, Alex Jones, InfoWars. How you doing, Mr. President? Great time, by the way. Miss Sanders. Poor Sarah Huckabee Sanders would leave more exhausted than ever before.
It'd be the most
fucking
high, yeah.
Laura Loomer popping out of the bushes outside. Somebody slashed my tires. Look, could you do me a favor and just go in the back and get me some ibuprofen from the break room? It's gonna be a long day. I'm sorry, I can't stop imagining this guy created this alternate universe in his mind that I want to live in now, where it's just all President Trump approved people at the White House briefings. Oh God, give me that reality. I know we're getting greedy now. Just having Trump president, now the surrealness of it all is wearing off. It's like an addiction, and I need more and more weirdness. Give me that.
I'm going to change your nappy. Is that okay? Expert claims parents should ask babies for permission before changing diapers.
Well, but
Okay. Okay. I guess.
I have a video for this. This is the expert, by
Are
the
they
way.
trying to open up the door to the argument that now kids can consent to things?
That
and then we're gonna,
is
and then we're
exactly.
gonna, and then we're gonna dip our toes in the pedophile pool.
This is from our friends in Australia,
Sons
in
of
Melbourne.
bitches.
In Melbourne. This is the expert, by the way. Do you want to describe the expert for the audience? This is not Demi Laudner. This is an Australian psychiatrist.
How young are some of the children you talk to?
We work from children from 3 years old. We work with parents from birth.
From birth?
Yeah. Just about how to set up a culture of consent in their homes. So I'm going to change your nappy now. Is that okay? Of course, the baby's not going to respond, yes, Mum, that's awesome. I'd love to have my nappy changed. But if you leave a space and wait for body language and wait to make eye contact, then you're letting that child know that their response matters.
Oi, no, or how about this instead? How about this? You just open up the diety, right? You clean the shit out of their pooper, you put on a clean diaper, and you move on.
Yeah, don't turn it into a second date, you fucking weirdo.
Does everything have to be...
Everything.
Does everything have to be this thing now?
Everything has to be this thing.
You clean the shit.
Yeah.
It's a very non-glamorous job.
No, you just do it and you move on.
The kid's not thrilled to be there.
You're not
The
thrilled to be there.
adult's not thrilled to be there. It's a process. You get it done. I don't fucking consent to going to the dentist or the doctor, but like, you know, sometimes you're like, ow.
You gotta go, yeah.
Fix this, you know? This is retarded. This is, of course she has pink hair.
Well, what color do you think your hair was going to be?
She has fucking pink, Demi Laudner, fucking weird bowl cut. You people lost a war to birds. To birds! And you sit there pontificating about the future of our children?
Oh, fuck. They really did lose to birds.
You lost a war to birds.
Oh, fuck.
How dare you? You're not even allowed to own guns. And you speak of consent? I want to consent to protecting my house with a gun.
All right. I am going to move on to adult consent. I think this is important because a lot of our listeners are very sex positive. How to have lesbian sex with a trans woman? Hold on, it takes a little bit for it to work to process. Process it. You can do this.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, you ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Okay. How to have lesbian sex with a trans woman. This is from the magazine Auto Straddle. Yes.
Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself because, maybe the story will answer all the
I'm sure it will.
the small like. So is it's a girl with a girl penis or girl vagina? What? Just go.
Some lesbian, bisexual, and queer women have penises.
Continue. Answered my question in the first sentence. By the way, great lead on an article. I mean, Jesus Christ, talk about a lead sentence. Some women have penises. What?
You know it's going to be a bumpy ride when that's the first one.
Hey, Madison Avenue, pay attention here. You got some ideas for some future ads. Some women have penis and testicles. What? Who doesn't love Doritos? Buy Doritos. You're like, man, well played. You got me to listen to your commercial.
Okay, you ready?
In honor of Trans Month, we're making new Doritos that are both Cool Ranch and nacho cheese. It's the worst of everything.
Added bonus, they'll also disappoint your parents.
Do you know how disgusting non-binary Doritos would be? It's just all the flavors. It's terrible.
Or none of them.
Multicultural Doritos.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm sorry. We're going to...
Take this seriously like a professional.
Let's treat this with the gravity it deserves.
Thank you.
All right. Go. Continue.
Some lesbian, bisexual, queer women have penises. Trans women come all sorts of ways, and some of us haven't had surgery yet or don't want to. Also, some trans women are queer. The conversation about trans lesbian sex offers focuses on anal or the use of non-trans partner genitals. But that's not all there is. Trans lesbians and their partners can have sex in so many different fun ways that do involve their penis and testicles, but don't necessarily trigger dysphoria.
How can you mentally identify? I'm a woman, right? I am a woman. And then somehow use the penis you were born with to have sex with a real woman and have that not trigger your dysphoria.
This is the writer, by the way.
Oh, of course it is.
May, M-E-Y.
Get fired from Fresno State, did you?
There's a lot of fun you can have, and while sex between someone with a penis and someone with a vagina is the norm of what we are presented in society, not many of those tips deal with the fact that maybe one of those people is a woman. So I'm here to help you have the best girl-on-girl sex you've ever had as or with a trans woman. These tips focus on sex with hands and mouth, since personally, PIV sex is much harder on dysphoria. And I know that not all trans women have penises, and that queer women can have sex with people with penises who aren't trans women. But here I'll be referring to women as trans or cis having non-PIV sex with trans women with a penis. Did you write all that down?
Oh, were this a test?
Yeah, at the end of this is a test.
I hope it's an AIDS test.
I was going to say it's an STD test, but yes, you're correct.
I hate this. I hate all this transgender nonsense.
Figure out what you want. The first step in great trans lesbian sex is actually figuring out what you would like yourself. If you want to tell your partner what words and actions you want, you need to know them first, you know? Reading erotica or watching trans porn, I'd recommend sticking to feminist porn like the Crash Pad series. What is feminist porn? What's feminist porn? And avoiding trans porn made by cis men.
I'm going to assume that feminist porn is just women screaming at men's penises from a distance. That would be how I would do.
Crash Pad series is based feminist porn. Crash Pad series is based on the 2005 feminist porn award-winning Best Dyke Sex Film. The Crash Pad about a clandestine San Francisco apartment where lucky queers share its key to rendezvous for wild sex. Adult filmmaker Shine Louis Houston brings to the web series her unique cinematic direction, hailed for its honest depiction of female and queer sexuality. It can be hard to describe this site since what you'll see here may vary. Or queer porn cast real-life couples who identify as dykes and lesbians, femme, masculine, of center, boy, stud, tomboy, AG, and butch, and can be cis or trans women, trans men, people of color, people of size, older queers, people with disabilities, including neurodivergent. Performers choose what they want to do on camera, so it's common to see things like safer sex, role play with on-screen check-ins and communication, strap-ons, kink, BDSM, orgasm, and aftercare.
You remember being in school and just getting so bombarded with information that you just got bored and tired? That's what that just felt like. It's just, you guys are turning this, you're turning gender into the 2004 MySpace emo movement.
Awesome.
There's 5,000 very subtle subgenres that I can't tell any of them apart.
It's racist.
But I just look at, MySpace 2004, and you go, no, you're just all degenerates. That's how I'll remember you. This is fucking madness.
Try different ways of masturbating. Instead of jerking motion, explore different parts of your genitals. Whether or not traditional masturbation causes you dysphoria, there are so many ways to feel yourself.
Who wrote this?
I already showed you the guy, May, a trans.
No, I don't mean the person, but what fucking outfit said we need to get this out to the masses?
Autostraddle. It's a big trans site.
Sure it is.
I mean, it is. I'm just saying.
Look,
I find weird
it's
things.
like they're Kotaku.
I find weird things. Try different ways of masturbating. Instead of jerky motion, explore different paths. Try different pressure speeds and intensities or different points and see what feels good. By exploring with yourself, you might learn that maybe you like dirty talk. Maybe the idea of your girlfriend going down on you seems really great. Maybe you love toys. Maybe it's something else.
If you're doing stuff with yourself, how do you know you like dirty talk? It's like doing your stand-up act in an empty room. You don't know if you got to test the material out. You can't just go to the 1 hour special and go, I'm going to do all new stuff.
And remember, it's okay to think you like something and change your mind. Talk about what you want. Just like with any kind of sex, communication is key. Start by talking about what words you want to use for your genitals. Some words might turn your partner on. Others might cause dysphoria. Others might just do nothing for you. I know T-girls who use words like penis, clit, gridlick, girl dick, sexy bits, lady parts, and others. Instead of saying blowjob, try talking about going down or eating out.
I don't need to
If you're putting a penis in your mouth, you're not eating out. It's a blowjob.
I don't need to know any of this.
You do.
I can promise you.
What if you ever try to have lesbian sex with a trans woman?
Okay, well, here's the thing, right?
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm 34. I'm going to be, my birthday's in 3 days. I'm going to be 35.
Happy birthday.
Yay. I'm going to be 35 years old. I already now don't want to be anywhere near any of these people. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that as I go into my twilight, my need to be around these people will increase.
It might, a little.
I doubt it. Because it's actually decreased over time. So, no, it's like hearing an article telling me how to interact with an obscure tribe that still lives in the rainforest in Brazil. I'm never going to have a contact with them if I have a say in it.
Use your mouth. Like with hand sex, oral sex on a trans woman's penis looks different from oral sex on a cis penis.
Yeah, girl's penis is totally different. It's way more feminine. It's got
a dress on.
Yeah, you take the hormones and it makes the skin of the penis softer.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, to credit the closer in the chat, she was pointing out that you do have a problem when you take hormones. Your penis really doesn't get hard, and she equated it in the chat to trying to play pool with a rope or trying to shove an oyster into a coin slot. Which
Okay, that's
look,
very funny. I like the oyster coin slot one.
so girls' penises are different. They are different.
Some similar techniques might work really well for the specific trans woman you're sleeping with. If so, that's great. If not, here are some things I found that are helpful. Instead of making head bobbing motions, try to focus on, instead of doing that, don't do that. That's not going to be a GIF. Head bobbing motions. That's a GIF. Oh, it's such a GIF. Try to focus on erogenous
You're
zones.
gonna go GIF though. You gotta double team it. You gotta dual wield it, as we say.
Focus on erogenous zones with your tongue and suction. The tip of the penis is extremely sensitive, and a good strategy is to spend a lot of time there. Try using your tongue on the underside of the tip. Try moving your tongue in circles or figure eights around the tip. Try putting your mouth around the tip with your tongue, cupping the bottom of it. Now suck.
Why are we reading this degeneracy?
Because we should know what the other side lives like. We should try to understand. We should try to open ourselves up.
Yeah, because there's not enough fucking transgendered nonsense in the mainstream discussion for 0.5% of the population. I'm sick of these freaks. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, relax, Mark Levin.
Yeah, I said it. These freaks out there, they got their parades and, showing their genitals in front of their kids. Play some more hit music, Mr. Producer. We're going to go to commercial.
I got
Play something the kids like.
real quick. We have these old Mark Levin bits that we've had up for a long time now.
Yeah.
And every once in a they're boomer fucking magnets.
Yeah.
They come on, and it's just Merce doing his typical Levin thing, and they come and they attack us
So he threatened to get our channel shut down.
for making fun of Mark Levin.
The fucking most milquetoast bit we've ever done. Making fun of a guy, and they're like, enjoy your channel for now, bud.
I'm like, okay, we'll
You're
enjoy
going to
it.
get us shut down for making fun of Mark Levin? It's literally, could you imagine the YouTube reviews? Like, they have to go through all these clips of, like, blood sports and, like, you know what I mean? All these fucking, these alt-right streams where people are talking about gassing fucking all these people. And then you imagine being the one flagger that gets assigned to review this video that gets flagged by a bunch of boomers and are like, all right, what alt-right craziness am I about to watch? And it's a whole video of people going, sir, I'm the one talking here. And can you imagine somebody going, who was offended by this?
Why did they flag? They'll still give us a content strike, though, knowing them. Knowing YouTube.
Yeah, the SPLC is going to be like, well, we got to look out for old Mark Levin.
Yeah, poor guy.
Can't be bullying that poor old man. His life's terrible enough. I think instead of trying to do cool music like the kids like, from now on, Mark Levin should have a guy just playing piano in a tuxedo, even though nobody sees it. It
That
still
would be
works.
amazing.
And every time he goes to break or comes back from break, it's just piano music.
So something's speaking of YouTube and all the censoring stuff, this dude. Well, let's bring back a little bit. This all started with a Reddit thread, like many things do. But this guy discovered a new way to make sodium. Like, it's a pretty cool scientific discovery. He has a verified page on YouTube called Nerd Rage, NRUDRAGE. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, this guy's a chemist, right? And we'll play a little bit of kind of the videos that he makes. Like, this isn't doing an experiment with the sodium.
It's later. First, the good news. I successfully made sodium by the alcohol-catalyzed
I believe he disguises his voice on purpose.
magnesium reduction approach. It's awesome. Okay, not really awesome. The yield right now is utter crap at about 30%, but it works, and I think it can be optimized.
So this is the kind of stuff he does. He does, different chemistry things and stuff like that. Well, apparently YouTube has been going after all these science channels.
That thing does not, but I need to get this discovery out now just in case. This brings me to the bad news. YouTube has gotten around to putting my channel under the microscope again and has already put down another strike for community guidelines violation.
As you may know, describe with content we allow and don't allow on YouTube. The final steps of making primethamine was flagged for review. Upon review, we determined it violates our guidelines. We removed it from YouTube and assigned a community guideline strike, a temporary penalty to your account. This was yesterday.
So this to me,
let's see if you guess why you think YouTube's doing it.
this is why I'm gonna guess. This is gonna be my guess. Is that you have a lot of people flagging videos, and then you have people reviewing videos that, to be fair, aren't exactly experts in anything or very smart people.
Right.
I would assume that they saw this because I doubt that YouTube is being very, as far as like watching a video thoroughly and then making a decision, they're just skimming videos and going, unacceptable. They probably just saw this and assumed drugs or bombs or, you know what I mean, something like that. They just saw dimethyl, pyramethine and went, I don't know what that is. Flag it. Plus, again, this goes back to my original theory, which I've had from day one when the censorship started, which is simply that YouTube doesn't feel like paying people. That's kind of what it is.
This is what he says.
This time on my pyrimethamine video. Considering that video is actually one of the least dangerous things I do, I think it's only a matter of time before I go the way of such greats as Chemplayer or Explosions and Fire. I'll appeal and fight it tooth and nail, but if I should go and disappear one day, you'll know what happened. Don't be angry at YouTube, I'm not. This is just the sort of games we play. And let's be brutally honest, I do not get the views like Logan Paul that would warrant YouTube looking the other way on my content. Now I have a Twitter and some...
So, they're going after this, and apparently there's a couple other science channels, or, whatever you want to call these videos. Styropyro that's been hit with content strike, Cody's Lab.
And look, I understand if they were teaching how to mix dangerous things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you should be able to cook methamphetamine on YouTube and monetize the video.
I agree.
But if this guy's just doing basic, what's the difference between this guy making sodium and, like, somebody and their kid doing one of those dumb volcano things with the fucking baking soda?
I guess they're worried that because maybe they think it's an explosive. He's trying to make a bomb, but he's not, though. Like, that's the problem with the flagging system. But
that's
same
what I'm
thing
saying.
with us.
It's dummies that are getting a sign where they're just like, this is the same level of expertise that a call center worker
Yeah, but
would
as we've learned, though, you'll sit out and wait 2 weeks while you can't upload anything and lose money while you wait for YouTube to make up their mind. And see, that's the problem. It's like, the cops go into your house, arresting you. You've done nothing wrong, right? You sit in a cell for 2 weeks, and then they let you out. They have no evidence, no nothing. They let you out. You'll be able to sue them and be like, hey, you can't do that to me. Like, you can't just hold me for 2 weeks, Instead of them looking it over and releasing it, and then... I know. I don't want to complain too much because I know people get upset, but it's ridiculous,
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, someone said just uploaded Vimeo. Finally got all the episodes on our Vimeo account, by the way.
Yes, except
all of
the
them.
fat girl ones.
Except the fat girl ones.
The missing fat girl one. We'll have to fix that somehow. But yeah, they're all pretty much up there now. So we're caught up. So should the ban hammer ever really come down on us?
All our episodes are there.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah. So, it's this censor first and then explore later, and you're right.
They don't want to pay anybody. It's
of course
if
not.
the default decision is just don't pay anybody, I'd go with don't pay anybody. Why not? You broke the rules. I'm not paying you. What rules? There's a chemistry rule in there somewhere.
It's in there. I don't know. We'll figure out the rules later. Figure out you broke later.
And then it's like they get so many weird terms of service. At the end of the day, they'll just kill your account and be like, go away.
Eric Schneiderman, accused by 4 women, quits as a New York attorney general.
What? Whoa. Huh? What's happening? I bet he's a Republican, right? Yeah, I bet he's some dirtbag, some kind of GOP pussy grabbing, Roy Moore type, right?
New York Attorney General
This is Ronan
Eric Schneiderman
Farrow.
resigning just hours after a bombshell report in The New Yorker with allegations of physical abuse from 4 women. This report is particularly shocking given Schneiderman's role as a champion for women of the Me Too movement. Joining us now is Ronan Farrow, who, along with Jane Mayer, broke this story in the New Yorker. Ronan, it is the most jaw-dropping story that I've read in a long time. We use the word shocking often, I think, in this news cycle. But this, what you've described, what these 4 women say that they experienced at the hands of Eric Schneiderman is like soul-crushing stories. Can you just share with us a bit about what these 4 women told you?
These women describe, and they produced these fact patterns independently. You know, these are not women who are talking to each other in almost all cases.
Alt-right dreamboat?
Pharaoh.
I'm kidding. It was just.
Oh, I was like, oh, I thought you were.
But he does. He does like. Until Ronan Farrow speaks, he looks like he's about to like say some alt-right talking points. It's just every time you see him, you're like, you're waiting for him to be like, look, this is why we need an ethno-state, right? And then they go to him and it's like, look, these allegations are serious.
Boy.
We're going to get this guy justice.
You think he's going to settle down with a lady sometime?
Yeah, when is this Ronan Farrow kid? He's a good-looking fella. When's he going to settle down and get himself
a
a nice
good-looking
girl?
kid who gets a lot of tail.
When are you going to settle down and get a nice girl? No, I settle down every night and then I get to come home and see you.
They describe really horrific and serious allegations of abuse. You know, slapping, hitting, choking. Bear in mind, you know, this is an individual.
And that's just the
Mr.
foreplay.
Smiley in the chat points out he does sound a little bit like Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, a little more effeminate.
Like a gay Ben Shapiro.
Individual who was a very public champion of women's rights, who in fact introduced anti-choking.
If you slowed down Ben Shapiro's show to 0.85 of the speed, it would be, this would be Ben Shapiro's show.
Legislation. And he was, according to multiple women in this story, choking them, among other things. And I want to make one very important point, Allison.
Choking's fucking hot, okay? But you have to give consent.
A significant part of his response to...
What? He was making it clear.
Ronan Farrow is just an alternate universe Milo.
Yeah, basically.
This is to say that there was
Ronan Farrow's unmolested Milo.
He actually ran away from that priest.
He doesn't have to act out. He doesn't need as much attention.
Playing in his private life. And I just want to relate the message of one of these women, and it was a shared sentiment amongst this group, that this was not role-playing, that this was not 50 Shades of Grey.
I was joking. I guess he really meant
it wasn't in a gray area at all. This was activity that happened in many cases fully clothed outside of a sexual context during arguments. In one case, a woman wasn't even in a relationship at all with him, Allison. This was just an allegation that he came up to her at a party. This is a prominent attorney who had worked with him and came on to her. And when she rebuffed him, that he hit her hard. And, you know, I reviewed a photo of the mark that was left after that, and it was upsetting to see. So the allegation that this was role-playing, you know, is not consistent with what these women said.
Oh.
So, I thought the best take on this was Mr. Tucker Carlson.
Boy. He's going to squint a lot.
In the wake of Eric Schneiderman's resignation as Attorney General of New York, some of his longtime friends on the left are professing shock. You've heard them. We just can't believe it, they say. How can a man so publicly committed to feminism beat women? It just doesn't make sense.
Look. Nobody.
Oh, fucking great. That was great.
Nobody does a better smug presentation than Tucker, because here's the thing about being smug. If you overdo it, it's like any other thing. If you overdo it, people are like, I really don't like this prick.
Yeah, exactly.
Tucker knows, like, hit it at like a 7 of smugness. It's that perfect sweet spot where he's smug, but he's deniably smug. Like, he's one of those guys where he could go, no, I didn't mean to present it that way.
No, not at all.
Did it come off that way? Well, I totally apologize. And you're like, oh, I want to hit this prick.
But of course, it makes perfect sense. Self-righteousness is always a marker for secret creepiness. The people yelling the loudest are usually hiding the most. Keep that in mind the next time you hear some Democratic politician lecturing you about your moral inferiority. That's the guy you need to watch carefully. Chances are he's up to something awful behind closed doors. Hypocrisy isn't just a feature of modern liberalism, it's the heart of modern liberalism. Ever wonder how people who advocate for abortion can say they stand for children? How a movement that demonizes an entire race can claim to oppose racism? The same way Al Gore can travel by private jet while trying to ban your SUV. Because consistency does not matter to the left. Only virtue matters. We're good people, therefore we must rule. You are not, therefore you must obey. Al Gore doesn't believe he's a hypocrite. Eric Schneiderman probably doesn't think he is either. You can't commit sin if your intentions are pure, and liberals believe their intentions are the purest. If that sounds like theology and not public policy, that's because it is theology. Modern liberalism is a religious movement. It's a replacement for the Protestant Christianity that the left works so hard to undermine and destroy.
Thank you so much, Tucker. Thank you, sir.
Came coming in fucking hot.
Love this man.
Liberals are speaking the language of faith, albeit a faith without God. This is the main reason that right and left talk past each other. The reason our public debates are so weird and unsatisfying. One side arrives with facts.
Yeah, is that what it's like, you fucking cuck? Cuck, Jew shill, cuck, Jew shill. Ah!
Sorry, we accidentally crossed
Why
streams.
don't I feel satisfied after all that?
We crossed streams with Internet Blood Sports by mistake. I apologize for that. We did not mean to do that.
Shit. It is every internet argument nowadays, though.
It is, though.
It's either Jew, cuck, or Nazi, and you're like, all right, that's fine. You know what? I'm gonna go do something fulfilling with my day.
Yeah,
I'm not hanging out here all day. This is a cesspool.
Yeah.
Facts and arguments. The other brags about its decency. One side is trying to convince, the other is trying to convert. You can beat a liberal in an argument, but you can never convince him that you won.
God, that's so true, though, isn't it? Like that pretty much boils it. You're right. You could win. You could have all the facts.
I stopped arguing years ago.
It's not worth it, right?
I have truly embraced. I'd say, I mean, years ago we all did, but I mean, really in the last 2 to 3 years, I've truly embraced the subtleties of like high level trolling.
Right.
Where I don't even really interact too much with people anymore. You just need a couple of good pieces of bait, 1 or 2 very reasoned, carefully chosen responses, and you let everybody else do the work. There's so many people that want to waste energy doing this. Let them do it for you.
Yeah, no one's mind will ever. You're not going to change anybody's mind.
No,
it's not.
I've stopped. Like I will. You can change a mind, but you're not going to change a stranger on the internet's mind.
Right.
You can have a nice fucking talk with a friend and bring a different perspective quietly amongst 2 of you over a nice glass of whiskey. Mm-hmm. And you might change your friend's mind, or they might change your mind on an issue a little bit. But this, like, the thing of going like, well, blacks do most of the crimes. Look at the FBI. You're like, all right, relax a little bit.
No, we're not going to be able to
You're
talk.
just screaming at black people on Twitter and the internet. You're not winning any hearts and minds. No. It's everybody wants to just yell and throw facts, and you're like, okay, but you're yelling at strangers.
Fucking optics cuck.
Optics cuck's the best. That's Carl Kenner's an optics cuck.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carl the cuck.
Much more deeply than you do, and therefore he knows he's right by definition, and nothing can convince him otherwise. Somewhere tonight, Eric Schneiderman is marinating in his shame, probably unshaven and alone. His career is over. His reputation is destroyed. He faces years of potential legal action. He is a broken man. He is in agony. And yet, on some level, despite all of that, Eric Schneiderman still knows he's a better person than you are.
Jesus, Tucker.
Wow.
You just went like full Bane on him.
Holy shit.
And you know what? And let me tell you something else, Eric Schneiderman. When it's all over and New York is all Republican, then you have my permission to die. Jesus, Tuck. Relax. That was dark.
You think New York is your ally?
Tucker went to a dark place with that.
Yeah.
Seth Barron is Associate Editor of City Journal. He predicted in public on Twitter that Schneiderman would be exposed as a creep, and he said it last November. Yesterday, he tweeted this. How did I know this and New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio didn't? Great question.
Oh, boy.
Because Bill de Blasio did know, man. They all fucking cover up. It's the same hypocrisy, and they all talk down to you. And
We've asked him to come on and explain. Seth Barron joins us tonight. Seth, how did you know
I'd be
that?
so mad, by the way, if they blurt out my Twitter liking or retweeting that.
Yeah.
I would be so mad.
That was a remarkably prescient tweet last November.
Oh, thanks, Tucker. To me, it was just kind of, I thought it was just an open secret, right?
Yo, this nigga's eyebrows look like an Instagram, like a Snapchat filter.
Yeah, they really do. He looks like the magnet hair guy.
He really does. Woolly Willy.
Yeah, there it is.
He's a Woolly Willy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, we get it. We don't have to do the whole thing. But yeah, man, obviously there's hypocrisy. We call it all the time, but you know what? It's funny. As fun as it is, and it is fun. Don't get me wrong. To call it the hypocrisy, at some point it doesn't do anything because, like you said, nobody listens. Statistically speaking, by the way, liberals do unfriend more people and block more people that didn't agree. Like, I don't block people. I don't fight with people. I don't agree with them. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, dude, talk about what you want to.
I block everyone. I send them all back to obscurity.
Oh, no. Sorry, Anthony.
Speaking of which, old Kumi has been sending a lot of people back to obscurity in the past 24 hours. Thank you to anybody who's been tweeting the link of yesterday's show to both Opie and Anthony on Twitter. You guys are doing the Lord's work.
It's almost like he's the obscure one.
You know how many people have sent me screenshots in the last 12 hours of Anthony Kumi, a CM, as you blocked? I'm just like, man, he is playing whack-a-mole.
Hanover Park High School introduces policy that either everyone makes the cheerleading squad or no one does.
Where is this?
A New Jersey high school, East Hanover, New Jersey. A New Jersey high school is facing heat from students and parents over a new policy that either everyone makes a cheerleading squad or no one does. Hanover Park High School in East Hanover enacted the change after a parent complained his or her child didn't make the team after tryouts last month. The Hanover Park Regional High School District says the score needed to make the squad was lowered to 78 in order for advisors to put together a visible squad.
Oh, great. Now every fucking flag girl tier bag of shit is going to get on the fucking cheerleading squad now? Great.
Before the score was lowered, only 6 students had made the squad. The school says the goal is to make the squad more inclusive. This structural change not only gave the 5 students a placement on the black squad, but it also allowed for more students an opportunity to participate, said the school district in a statement.
Wait, there's a separate black squad?
No, I don't think that's what they meant. The high school administration...
I was going to say, because you know that cheerleading team is way better.
The high school administration consulted with the cheerleading advisor, indicated that the change would not create an undue burden on the program or the ability to properly supervise students.
So you all want a bunch of Meg Griffins on the fucking
that is correct.
On the cheerleading team, basically.
That's why we're dropping it. That's why, dude, Little League has had that rule now too for a long time. You know, where everybody has to play, even if you suck.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. They did that with us too, but we didn't get to play a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a way to be inclusive and still not go, you're still as good as everyone else. I still knew my place.
That's why high schools have a varsity and junior varsity for most things, too. You know, so if you're sucky, you play junior varsity.
It's how are we going to separate the wheat from the chaff?
I'm going to assume with hormone therapy, mutilating our genitals.
This is a really convoluted approach. How is that going to help make our kids better?
Because then we know who the crazy ones are, and we could systematically. Well, I'll tell you off air.
Oh,
You're
talking about the 45% rate of. Okay, yeah, I got it. Guys,
if you want more highbrow comedy like that,
yes,
revengeofthecyst.com/donate.
Yeah, miraculously we still exist. We don't know why, but it is thanks to all of you wonderful people who help support the show.
My people.
My people. My father tells you to go to revengeofthecyst.com/donate.
Oh, by the
and
way.
my people.
I saw Black Panther. I'll talk about that second hour.
Yeah, we both saw it,
Yeah,
and we'll talk about it.
It wasn't good.
And yeah, Patreon is the best way to support the show. If you sign up as a Patreon, you do get some stuff, but we don't look. We're not going to overpromise and underdeliver.
But right now, you have a documentary.
We do have a documentary for about a week more, where you can see it exclusively from our trip to DC. Also, if you Amazon, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who has been doing it. There has been a marked increase in the number of items that people are buying by going to revengeofthesis.com/donate, clicking on the Amazon banner first,
Right.
and then doing your shopping. Several people have been doing that. We've already beaten every prior month. It's only the 10th of
Awesome.
May, so thank you guys for that. Let's see what kind of thing we can do this month with that. We'll be back. We'll bash the Black Panther.
Yeah,
a little bit
let's
too
do
late.
And the movie,
just
too.
Put in the code Alex10, and of course, that'll be 10% off from our very already low price of $250 for every 4 capsules.
Hey folks, this is Jay Leno, the star of the hit film Collision Course, and I'd like to take a moment out there and talk to you about the very real dangers posed by Zionism in this country.
I was riding around on my motorcycle out there in the Arizona desert when I was kidnapped by a UFO and sexually assaulted by aliens.
Show me how you suck a guy's cock. The last time I'm gonna ask you.
From all of us here at Revenge of the Sis, we'd like to thank each and every one of our friends and fans for helping us become one of the fastest growing breakout shows on the internet. In less than 1 year, we have been able to bring you news before it breaks, as well as the funniest and most consistent political and social commentary around. Here are some ways you can help us continue to grow our brand. Sign up as a contributor by going to patreon.com/We're Not Sorry and pledging a monthly amount. Anyone who pledges $12 or more is eligible for occasional giveaways and prizes. And if you pledge $25 or more, we will promote your brand or product live on our show. We understand if you are unable to commit to a monthly recurring donation, but if you would like to contribute one time, you can do so by going to paypal.me/We're Not Sorry. Another unique way to help our show expand while also promoting your own brand or service is by modeling one of our shirts. Go to teespring.com, search for Revenge of the Sis, and you'll find plenty of options to choose from. Take a picture of you modeling our shirt and email it to revengeofthesis@gmail.com. That is revengeofthecis@gmail.com. Be sure to include a web address or a social media account for whatever you want us to promote, and we will feature you on an episode of our show. Since YouTube is now throttling our traffic and Twitter has us shadow banned, there are many other ways you can help without giving us a dime. Every time you invite a friend to like our Facebook page, retweet or share a meme from our social media accounts, or share one of our videos to your own pages, you are helping us to get discovered by more like-minded individuals who will join our ranks and help us grow. Rate us 5 stars on Facebook, Roku, and iTunes. Encourage others to follow @ROTC Media on Twitter. You can also help ROTC by supporting friends of our show, such as LA Werewolf, Connecting Right Radio, Radical Mothering, Folklore Americana, the Mad American Network, Wolfman's Activism and Entertainment, and the Revolutionary Conservative. Find all of these links and more by going to our brand new website, revengeofthesis.com. Do you like pranks, guns, and jokes about retarded people? Well, so do we, but odds are your liberal snowflake friend doesn't. How would you like an easy, cost-effective way of screwing with that friend anonymously without losing your Twitter account? Guns for Tards is the perfect way to trigger an SJW anonymously through the mail. For a low fee, your target will receive a beautifully designed professional mailer from our fictional Guns for Tards charity, containing a thank you letter for their donation. They'll be led to believe that money was donated in their name to a charity that advocates Second Amendment rights for the mentally handicapped people in their area. For a few extra bucks, they will receive pictures and a detailed profile of a retarded person who they helped harm. It's all fun and games, well, except for that idiot who gets this in their mailbox and freaks out. Messing with someone through the mail is effective. Most people do it trolling over the internet, but regular mail is way more invasive. Whether it's a boss, an ex, or a liberal professor you don't like, this is the perfect way to screw with someone anonymously for the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, a cup of coffee in Manhattan, in a fancy coffee shop. Check out www.gunsfortards.com and select a package today. Use promo code MERSH for 10% off.
Guns for Tards. From Time Life Music comes a one-of-a-kind Rat Pack collection, their most bigoted songs. All your favorite once-acceptable hits like Drunk Old Injun.
The drunk old Injun squatting in his teepee, fire water keeping him warm.
Jewish Nose.
She's got a big, beautiful Jewish nose, and it's there 2 minutes early wherever she goes.
Dean Martin singing Chinaman's Chants.
And Mr. Chinaman say in his Chinaman way, a ding-a-ling, a ching-a-chong, a ching-a-chong choo.
Pew Stinky Frenchman.
Paris is lovely and Nice sure is nice, and Marseille is charming with champagne on ice. But you stinky Frenchmen haven't a clue. Pew stinky Frenchmen, frog you.
Hey there, Fruity.
Hey there, Fruity, you can do my hair. Hey there, Fruity, don't touch me down there. Hey there, Fruity, again, I don't approve.
And many more.
Second hour, Revenge of the Sis. Thanks for staying with us. Thursday, one more day till Friday. We are also going to be releasing some prisoners. Second hour. And Trump will be meeting us at the tarmac. Welcome aboard. We did see Black Panther a couple days ago, right? This weekend, I think?
We sure did. Sure did.
Because it was finally out on Blu-ray. Now, all right, couple things.
This? Yeah. Right off the jump. I said way back when we were catching shit for people misquoting us, misattributing quotes to us. You guys keep saying it's going to suck, it's going to be good. We never said it was going to suck.
We never said that. We said I said I want it to be good.
I said it was going to be good.
Yeah.
But that it was not going to be what they built it up to be, which is this game-changing film that revitalizes the Marvel Universe.
Now, we saw it from two different perspectives. I've already seen Avengers Infinity War. Mike hasn't. Okay? Just so we're fair, because some people have said, "Oh, you don't like it because you saw Infinity Wars first." I'm like, okay, well, Mike didn't see Infinity Wars and independently thought it sucked.
And again, I'm the guy who said it was going to be good. I'm just going to say this. It was not as good as even I thought it was going to be, and I thought it would be less good than it was being hyped to be.
So,
still wasn't bad.
It's all right.
But it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't.
It wasn't aggressively terrible.
No.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't a DC film.
Exactly. But it certainly was not another Captain
Here's
America
what I said.
film.
It wasn't. It's not even in the top 5 best Marvel films, and I could say that confidently. Top 5.
I'm sitting here thinking like, yeah, no, it's
Captain
not.
America: Civil War.
Yeah, you got both.
Captain
Guardians.
America: Winter Soldier. You have both Guardians. You have Avengers: Infinity War.
And you have to
the original Avengers.
You have to give credit to the original Iron Man.
Exactly.
Because
The
if that movie had
original
bombed,
Iron Man.
there would have been no
So,
MCU.
this has. By the way, this isn't even like, oh, it was bad because we're being racist. Oh, right. It has nothing to do with that.
No.
My critique of the movie. And by the way, yes, there was a big hype about this movie, but we're not the ones that built it up. Everybody else built it up. So I don't know if my opinion is based on how hyped it was, but I really did try to watch it with, like, I wanted it to be good. I wanted to come out when I saw Black Panther and go, wow, this was a good movie. So I watched it, and this is if I had to do one line review or like a 1-paragraph review, it would be, I was waiting for the movie to start, and it never started.
It was like...
Does that make sense?
It was like a 2-hour trailer.
There you go. Perfect.
It was... Let me put it this way. Black Panther was a 2-hour tourism campaign for a country that doesn't exist.
Correct. That is perfect. Exactly. Dude, it was really odd.
It's like, you know those come to Jamaica, you know those commercials, right? It's like one of those commercials that went for 2 hours, and you're like, Okay, Wakanda seems like a dope place.
Okay, let's do this.
But where's the plot?
Now let's give something pause. The CGI was great.
Yes. Also,
I cannot say that it was bad. The CGI was great.
if the bad guy was not a mania head, he would have actually been a more fascinating, multifaceted like character.
Yes.
For some kind of superhero movie.
Agreed.
Like he was like an ex-army soldier guy who also was like, you know, had
Well,
African origins.
the way it was broken up.
And the actor was good. Like he could have been cooler than just the whole my people.
You know why you liked him more? Because the whole allegory they were going for was the Black Panther. It was like Martin Luther King and the other dude, the bad guy, Kilgore, whatever his name was.
Well, so I guess he was Malcolm X.
Was
Probably
Malcolm
why
X.
I liked him more.
That's probably why.
Because I'm more
you
of a
liked him more.
nationalist. Like,
Yep.
yeah, you probably should fucking dominate everybody on your continent. You seem to be the best country on that continent. So that's what you do. Like, we're America. We run this continent. We run the other continent connected to our continent. That's how we roll. No harm in that.
So-
the other one's like, my people, my vibranium, my father.
They did say my people, and we marked out.
Great costumes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Cool
Great
costumes.
Yeah, they were cool. The weapons were cool.
Like I said, it was a fucking giant tourism ad for a country that doesn't exist in the future. Looked awesome, but you can't go to it, and there was no story.
And by the way, to also be fair, it wasn't this black empowerment thing shoved down your throat. I think the fans of it took it that way, but I didn't really. You know, of course, there was some racial stuff in there, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, to be fair, there was a lot of black on black crime, if we're being honest, in the movie. You know, probably 100% of the movie. Well, no. I'll tell you the best actor in the movie was the guy, the guy that was missing an arm. He does all the CGI stuff. God damn it.
Serkis?
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always good, but
He was really, really good in the movie, I thought. But, yeah, man, to me anyway, it felt like the movie...
I could have watched Captain America 2 again.
Yeah.
And been happier.
It
But that that still to me is like when you go like, what's a good Marvel movie? I like Guardians. Guardians is probably, if I'm gonna I want to
That's
enjoy,
probably up there, yeah.
I want to enjoy myself and be sucked into a movie and watch Guardians. I love it front to back. But when you're talking about a good fucking superhero movie like Captain America 2 with
It's so
Hydra
good.
and the Shield, that was the movie right there. It was nowhere near better than that movie.
So again,
and it felt like a movie compared to
no, this
Black
felt like
Panther.
2 episodes of a 13-episode Black Panther Netflix show. You know what I mean? Like, maybe if there was more, but it kind of just felt. I don't know how long. I don't know what the runtime is. I guess I could look it up. But it just felt like the movie never started. Like when the movie started ending, I was like, "This is the end of the movie." The movie never started. It was very quick. It was the character development was terrible.
It was like a giant, idealistic, woke, Afrocentric, kind of lefty, G-rated porn is what it was. It was like woke porn. That's all. It was just beautiful, bright shots of like, look at how woke this is. Look how cool this would be, man. All right, get to something. Get to some action. You know what I mean? At least if this was an Iron Man movie, Robert Downey Jr. would be firing off witty lines, drinking his booze or what have you.
When they fought, it was cool. Don't get me wrong.
My people.
That's why I said it's an okay movie. It's not a DC movie, but you know, because the CGI is good and all that. But the problem is, like, I never felt for anybody in it because
you're racist.
No,
because you're a racist. You can't relate to.
See, that's the point.
You can't relate to a
can't say
nice,
anything.
strong.
I don't care about
character
that.
with brown skin and an African heritage, and you resent that because you have penis envy.
No, I actually
Bigot.
really, really like Luke Cage and the Luke Cage Netflix show. I thought he was awesome and done well.
Bye, sweetie.
Oh, don't you mean sweaty? So anyway, no, seriously, like I wanted to like the movie too, and I don't know, man. It was just, I didn't personally like it. And let's be honest, outside of the fact that he's black, because that's why a lot of people went to see it, the truth of the matter is we joke about it, but Black Panther's equivalent to, like you said the other day, Marvel's Booster Gold. Black Panther.
He's not.
Black Panther's not an A-list, B-list, or a C-list. He's more of a D-list character that was shoehorned in there to virtue signal back in the day. That's really what it was.
Yeah. Nobody was buying Black Panther action figures when we were kids.
Nobody.
It was Hulk, and it's not even a statement on race, because there is
No.
also a whole plethora of white superheroes from Marvel that nobody was buying their toys either.
Correct.
Nobody was buying Hawkeye toys,
Or even or Doctor Strange.
But you know what I mean? It was Hulk, and it was Iron Man, it was Captain America, and it was Thor. And it was like those, and then sometimes some other ones that came in a pack. But nobody was ever like, ooh, Black Panther, ooh, Hawkeye. He's Black Hawkeye. Yeah, that's what he is.
So, by the way, it's been out long enough, so maybe there's gonna spoilers, but I assume at this point everyone's already seen it. So, yeah, this whole, I thought at some point the fight was going to leave Wakanda, but it was all in Wakanda, and that was like, I thought at some point they would, where were they? Chicago or Baltimore in the beginning? I don't remember.
Some other black place.
Yeah, well, it was. And
some other African nation.
Yeah, they didn't have hover trains.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. It was weird. It was. There was a point in the movie where one of the tribesmen barked at.
I remember that.
At Martin Freeman.
Look, man, it's fucking like. You can't say that that's not objectively cringe.
It's cringy, right?
And if I have to, it's like there's certain absolute truths in life. If I say you barking at somebody is cringe, somebody goes, saying that makes you a racist, then I have to be a racist. Do you understand that? It's like asking somebody to denounce the truth. It's like, you know what I mean? Well,
that's a good point.
The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Well, if you believe that, then you hate God.
Like, what?
Then I guess I hate God until proven otherwise about the sun thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was okay. And the fact they were doing the accents the whole time made it more racist, in my opinion. Because if they're Wakandan, right? No. Explain this to me. If they're all Wakandan, right? Why are they talking to each other like this? Why aren't they talking to each other in their native tongue? The whole movie, they are talking to each other like this.
Because I don't know. Can you just do a whole movie, a whole Marvel movie of clicks and whistles?
Maybe.
Fucking people with bones in their noses.
No, that's not.
Yeah, dude with disc in his mouth.
Yeah, that's the thing. Mike's not even.
All the stuff that National Geographic
had
just
to apologize for.
and just backtracked.
No, I'm being serious. But Mike has a very good point. He wasn't even saying it. He wasn't even saying it like, I'm being racist. This was in the movie. There was a dude with a disc in his lip, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, my dude, I don't know. This movie was supposed to be woke. National Geographic said this shit is not woke anymore. You can't do that.
Yeah, it's not woke at all. It's broke.
Yeah, it's cultural appropriation.
All right. Would you say it was better than Thor Ragnarok?
Oh, because I'm on that minority that did not like Thor Ragnarok as much as everybody else. However, I still liked Thor Ragnarok more because Thor Ragnarok,
Jeff
Goldblum, and honestly, the sheer weirdness of it,
was really weird.
Kind of saved it.
Yeah.
I still didn't like it as much as most, but I didn't hate it because I'm like, well, at least they threw so much weirdness at you that by the end of it, I was too exhausted to hate it. It was like, all right, I don't know what that was. I felt like Thor after he got out of the time machine chair. That's how I felt after the movie. So it's like, oh man.
There is nothing. Here's the thing: like the in Black Panther, the acting wasn't bad. The acting was good. I'm not. I can't lie and say the acting was bad. Everybody in the movie was a pretty good actor. The problem is the writing was terrible. Like nothing happened. It was a lot of people say my people, my tribe. I love my tribe and my people, and not understanding that
For Wakanda and vibranium.
Yeah. Vibranium in the comic books went from being this thing in the comics, it was always just a really super strong metal that they made an industry out of. Now vibranium like cures cancer and fucking
It's everything.
makes the fucking spears blow up.
Yeah, it's
And by the way,
it's MacGuffinanium.
there was a woke scene in the movie when they were shooting at them with a gun and they were blocking it with their magic spears and they were like, "Oh, using those primitive weapons, the guns, because guns are bad." I'm like, your fucking spears that blow things up are way more dangerous than guns. So cut the shit.
Call it whatever you want. You can call it their cheat code mine.
Yeah.
You can call it their MacGuffin mine. It's retarded. It's the stupidest thing in the world where it's God mode.
Yeah.
In the form of a stupid metal.
Yeah.
Like at least Wolverine's shit had limitations. You know what I mean? Like adamantium had limitations. Other things have limitations. This is, like Roy said, it just does everything.
It makes trains fly. They have techno. It's like, but this doesn't make sense. Anyway, that was my.
And then why? To be honest with you, vibranium does all that cool shit. Why is Captain America's shield now retroactively so fucking lame? It's a pretty dumb shield now when you think about it.
Yeah, it's a good point. It should do other things.
It should do everything.
It should shoot lasers at it. Oh, because Americans made it, not Wakandans. And then white people aren't good.
So yeah, he has to get, what he needs to do is go to Wakanda and get an Iron Man suit made out of vibranium, like from my people.
Dude, that's all you need.
And then Iron Man is like, well, I'm just gonna retire. That's it. I can't take out vibranium, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought it was whatever. If I had to, out of fucking 4 stars, I don't know. I mean, out of 5 stars. Sorry, is it 5 stars or 4 stars?
And if they build the airplane black box out of vibranium, why don't they just build the whole plane out of vibranium?
We are all weak, folks. Try the veal.
Hey, tip your waitress. Hey, all right. Special thanks to Bob Levy.
Oh, fuck. Oh, by the way, real quick. Yesterday we talked about Amy Schumer going on stage and,
I don't recall that.
Getting this guy to fucking give up his time, this
Brendan
comic.
Sakala.
We said that he did have a podcast. Mike, what was the name of his podcast episode?
Yes. Today, we'll come to find out, Brendan has this podcast. He entitled the episode where he talked about the Amy Schumer incident and I guess he has a co-host.
Right.
And they titled it "Brendan Got Cucked by Amy Schumer." We're hearing reports that Amy Schumer contacted young Brendan and asked him to change the episode name, please, nicely.
Oh, and did he do it?
And from what I know of the situation, they have wherever you can update it, they've changed the episode name.
Boo.
It's a pussy ass move.
I wouldn't. Obviously, I wouldn't have.
No,
I wouldn't have got off a stage. To be honest
I'd
with
have
you,
told that doughy looking bitch to move on with her life.
Fucking leave. Make another fucking box office bomb.
Yeah. What are you gonna do about it? I mean, unless he got a little something,
You think he got something?
You gotta get a little. I mean, if he didn't, he's a fucking retard. I would have gotten a little something. Because I remember even back then though being like the hungry comic that wanted any gig, and she probably I'll throw you a couple of gigs, but back then I probably would have been naive enough. Nowadays I'd have been like, yeah, you give me straight up fucking cash money. Here's my PayPal. Like, make with the money, fats, and then I'll fucking change the title.
Well, speaking of fats, I was kicked off the Harry Potter ride for being too fat for the seats from HuffPo.
That's a thing. That's allowed, fatty.
Hold on. Can I at least read it before you
end the story?
Damn it. Let me read it.
Yeah.
You may come to the same conclusion, but let's go on the journey together.
Fats.
Okay, well.
Fucking pig.
I refuse to take on the additional guilt of not having gotten to Harry Potter until I was 35. But I'll admit that despite the annoying J.K. Rowling versus Native people scandal that I doubt you heard anything about, but I follow because I am Native. Oh, she's also Native.
Native to what?
a fucking
Dunkin'
buffet.
Donuts parking lot.
Damn it. Calls it a Golden Corral.
Sorry. Let's treat this with respect and dignity.
J.K. Rowling versus Native. I go deeply sucked in last year because it was the depression and disgust surrounding Donald Trump's election that sent me into your fantasy endurance run, where I went so far to purchase an armchair for my round-the-clock bed reading. So, already, by the way, Herbie, we're already connecting. Her being too fat to ride a Harry Potter ride. It's Trump's fault.
That's Trump's fault. Her depression is Trump's fault. I'm sure her weight's his fault. Everything is that goddamn Trump, and we gotta get him.
By Harry Potter, round-the-clock bedroom reading by Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I was logging on to Pottermore to determine my Hogwarts house, Ravenclaw, my Patronus.
Sorry, that
a Scopes owl.
That's a trigger for me.
Comparing the novels to the movies and then sobbing when Dumbledore, well, no spoilers, he dies.
By the way, I want to know the percentage. Because they should have had these things built out better if they're targeted to Harry Potter fans. That's my first. I would have been like, look, you need fat people rides because it's Harry Potter fans. I want to know the percentage of fat Harry Potter fans that can't get on these rides. I bet it's pretty good.
So it should be no surprise that when the three friends and I went to Universal Studios just outside of L.A. last month, I demanded that our first experience be the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, an interactive area of the park designed for the fan who wants a taste of the wizarding life.
This woman's like, what, in her 30s, you said?
35. As it was my first time at Universal Studios, I couldn't have possibly been more tickled to drink butterbeer and visit Hogsmeade shop. I even purchased $50 wand, and I used on all the goofy little spell spots around the delightful town square.
What an uninteresting sack of shit this woman is.
I was a child again, grinning from ear to ear the entire time, posting massive numbers of Instagram stories so that all my friends knew I was finally living that Harry Potter life. By then, I received the most dreadful, helpful message from a friend who saw I was running around Hogsmeade. My friend, Ruha, who has been a guest on my Women of Size podcast about the discrimination against fat women's bodies, wrote, heads up, I was kicked out of the Hogwarts ride because I didn't fit.
Every single thing about you is either unremarkable or hateable.
Check this out. This gets even better.
Look at her greasy retard hair. Look at that unwashed mange. Like, if that was on your dog, you would go get scissors and you'd cut that off of your dog.
Good point. Heads up, I was kicked off the Hogwarts ride because I didn't fit. It was humiliating, but they gave... Check this out. But they gave me front-of-the-line passes to the rest of the rides at Universal. Just be aware. So Universal, not her, but her friend, because she was fat,
So
and
they
I'm
were
sure...
extra nice to this pig.
And they gave her front-of-the-line access to the rest of the rides.
So they were extra nice to you, you slob. But like with everything else in life, you didn't get it exactly your way. So now you're going to fucking pitch a fit. And you're going to have a moan.
So mad. I read the next line. You're going to get so mad.
Just getting ready for it.
I'd been investigating size-based discrimination for several months. He told you. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that. He's biting the headphones. I knew it. Interviewing and publishing conversations with women in my life who have experienced body shame, injustice, and inequity around their size, gender, race, or presence. Clearly, our world would prefer that women who look like the fat lady painting that guards Gryffindor Tower just disappear. Evanesco, the spell in Harry Potter that causes an object to animate or inanimate to vanish into non-being. It's not just fictional sorcery to women of size. It's a very real experience that we often shoulder so that the sizest-assed muggles can sleep comfortably at night knowing they'll never catch the fat we've been told we're spreading. But like the fat lady, I'm a big, loud, and demanding, and I absolutely refuse to vanish. So I did what any Hogwarts students would do after being warned that she might be excluded. I bounded into the line with my friends, and we were so dazzled by the inaccurate details of the Hogwarts School of Wizardry, disappearing projections of Harry, Ron, and Hermione, a pensive inside Dumbledore's chambers. It was so exciting that I found myself chuckling and prancing like an adolescent girl, going to her first dance. When we reached the front of the line, we were perfectly placed on the ride, 4 across seats down. I glanced at my friends, and we were all cackled. We made it. I got on. I'm not too record scratch. One of the 20-something-year-old managers, why does his age matter, you ageist? One of the 20-something-year-old managers walked over and asked us all to step off because of a safety issue. We were ushered through a door that would look like a backstage area where another 20-something employee, what does their age have to do with it? It's a theme park. Of course they're in their 20s. Rattled off a spiel about safety in 3 clicks, having to try out a safety seat. That's when we all knew what I hadn't actually made it to Hogwarts. I hadn't actually made it to the Hogwarts ride.
Look at this disgusting thing.
The 4 of us were taken to the beginning of the line, where another 20-something informed us that for safety reasons, the restraint covering the rider's chest must click 3 times. She asked us to try out the test seat, and my friend all looked over at me because I was obviously the fat one who caused our current predicament. I took the bullet and pulled... No, you didn't take the bullet. You were the problem. You're supposed to. Would you want your skinny friend to do it? Pulled the restraint over my shoulder, pressing down as I tightly could. My precious E-cups, that's her tits,
all right,
getting smashed into the chest around my neck. 1 click. That's all I could manage. So I got out of the test seat and negotiated with my dear friends who in solidarity were about to walk out with me. I demanded they go on the ride, and I waited for them at the end, watching several other people bigger than me or with breasts as large as mine or with children in tow walking away from Hogwarts dejected.
Yeah, well, okay, so how many clicks?
3.
It's got to be 3.
3.
She got 1?
1.
That's fucking embarrassing because look, I don't know how they do things out there in the big city in Los Angeles. Maybe the people in Los Angeles might be a little bit skinnier, but here in the country, we're bigger folk.
Yeah.
Disney World's pretty accommodating for fats.
Yeah.
For fatty fats. But I'm pretty sure Disney World's still a 3-clicker place for the most.
It is.
Most of those rides are
Islands
3-click.
of Adventure and Universal out here, there's some rides you can't get on if you're too big.
Busch Gardens is a 3-clicker.
Yeah.
That's life, man. What do you want? You want everything to now be rebuilt? We have roads and bridges crumbling in this country, and these fat pigs want us to rebuild all of our infrastructure for them? Make everything bigger and wider? Because you're just going to get bigger and wider, and it's not even a fat thing. This one is clearly... She got a podcast about being fat. Everything's a battle. She's clearly like an Asperger-y mess. So these people need fucking treatment. They don't need podcasts. They don't need blogs on, what is this website?
This is a little site, I don't know if you've heard of it, Huffington Post.
This shouldn't be allowed. Why are you printing this?
Exclusion is a powerful weapon. I have to support on all sides telling me what my investigations into size. You're not investigating. You're crying about being too fat to do things. It's not
That's
not an investigation.
My investigation uncovered that I could only get 1 click before I started to have a heart attack, and they had to let me out of the ride.
That's like me headbutting a wall and go, I'm investigating how many times I can headbutt the wall before I bleed. No, I'm just hitting my head against the wall. It's not an investigation. You're not doing anything. Why don't you investigate and do some self-investigation?
Yeah, investigate fucking WebMD. Figure out what your thyroid condition is.
Yeah, seriously.
Go to a gym. Why don't you investigate some local gyms?
Expecto my treadmill. Come on.
You know what? She's never done any investigating on foot.
Yeah.
She's certainly no Laura Loomer.
No.
You couldn't even hide this one in the bushes.
You know what she probably smelled like too, walking all day in a park?
Yeah, no, she's fucking awful, dude. You know, it's anywhere like, especially in like when it's warm out, and you fucking gross leggings wearing disgusting monstrosities start going out walking and sweating into your clothes. You're horrendous. You're horrendous for everybody around you too.
paying customers. Paying!
They're a multi-million-dollar corporation.
We are a multi-million-dollar corporation, and this is actionable.
So BBC Three has been the gift that keeps on giving to this show. This is from today. Okay.
Oh no.
And
Clothed this time?
Yeah, they're clothed. However, it does coincide with the previous story. That's why I'm playing it now. Fat and fabulous, walking in my shoes.
That must be fucking special shoes.
BBC Three.
Yes, I'm a massive, amazing, fat queer person, and I'm not going to go away.
Why you're dressed like a plonker?
Sorry, what's your name? I'm shocked it's come from a person in a uniform. I'm hoping this film will show you lot what it's like to exist in a fat body. My name is...
What? Wait a minute. No.
What?
We're not doing this again, right?
Doing what again?
Fake fat person?
No, this is a real fat person.
This guy, he's Bert Kreischer fat.
He's
That's
not.
not.
This
Is this fatty boom boom? Is this the same guy?
This
Did he
is
grow
not
a beard?
fatty boom boom, but this is in the same vein as fatty boom boom.
All right.
Scotty. I'm an artist.
He's an artist.
I get that he's all gay and queer and all that. Whatever. That aside, he's like T.J. Miller fat. This
Exactly.
is bullshit.
I live in a small seaside town just outside of London, and I live in a house with my husband, James. And I've been with James now for 14 years. I do get a lot of attention for the way that I dress, and some of that attention is...
It's like Big J. Okerson. Like he's
not even Big J, because Big J's getting fat again. Right. Like this is just a big guy.
Is negative. I'm going to go about my normal day-to-day life. I'm going into town and seeing if I can show you
Is it
how...
maybe because we're American that we see it differently?
I guess so. You might be right. That's a good point.
It's
We're
not
all
even.
fat.
Yeah, it's a stereotype, but it's a true stereotype.
Yeah.
We're just the fattest country in the world, so maybe we're looking. at
Second,
him like,
Mexico's number
You're
one.
not even a fat guy. Maybe he's England fat.
Maybe.
The public react with me. I often call myself fat, and I'm very open about that. And
That's not.
You're me fat.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like, oh my God, you could. How about you could ride the Harry Potter ride? How about there you go? If you could ride the Harry Potter ride, you're fine.
Yeah, you could get 3 clicks, nigga. What are you worried about?
Dude, you get 3 clicks easy.
And I allow my friends and my family to describe me as fat. And when people first hear that for the first time, they're always quite affronted by it. They're quite shocked. There's a reason why I'm fat, do you know what I mean? But it's not like we sat at home eating cakes and biscuits. We like to eat a lot of good food, but just a lot of it. Slightly apprehensive that...
I would love to know what he thinks good food is.
I just
my day.
What?
No, I mean I'm just happy because not often you get to see all the boy band members doing well. I'm just glad Joey Fatone found something.
The experience is going to be seen. I'm really okay with taking up as much public space as possible, and like every time I leave the house, there's a little bit of worry about what that day might bring.
Well, yeah, because you're dressed like a fucking Dragon Ball Z character.
He really
What the
does.
fuck are you doing?
He looks like he just stepped out of Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, dude.
What is happening?
He's wearing a red trench coat with Dragon Ball Z pants. I don't know how to explain them. Like they look exactly like Goku's pants and shoes.
Let's put it this way: he looks like physically for those that doing the podcast only. He looks like basically a real life version. He's just Kevin Owens. He looks like if Kevin Owens, but somebody dressed him like he's dressed like a 12-year-old's creator wrestler.
Yes,
he's dressed like a clown that goes around in a trench coat and exposes his genitals to people.
There you go. That's it.
I think some of the way that people interact with me is often confusion.
Real time though, Town CCTV, why you're dressed like a plonker? Why are you dressed like that?
So there's a cop asking why he's dressed like that.
But it doesn't seem like it's in a.
No, he looks like he's just joking with
He's
him.
having a fucking little. Hey, how you doing?
Taking the piss out of you, mate.
Look at you, hey, you got some kind of red trench coat on you, eh? No, but seriously, do you have your red trench coat license?
Do you have any knives?
Real time though, Town CCTV,
why you're dressed like a plonker. Why are you dressed like that? You sound
Sorry, what's your
CCTV.
name? I think it's extremely offensive that you've just come up to me and said I look like a plonker.
What's a plunker? Oh, you know what a plunker is.
Plunker. All right, I have to.
Plunker. I got it. Plunker. Urban Dictionary. Someone that enjoys giving head to guys while they... According to Urban Dictionary.
No. You could have said plunker.
Okay.
A plonker.
With an O, you mean? Or with a U?
With an O.
Ah, okay, go ahead.
Is a fool. Or a penis. like a dick. Like a
Britain slang. A fool. Okay, I see.
Is that how you're trained to talk to people?
That's how I talk to everyone.
Do you?
Yes.
In which case I will be putting in a formal complaint.
So you're going to put a formal complaint?
You're just formal complaint guy.
Because you're dressed like a plunker?
I would never, I've never in my life ever had time to file a complaint against anybody. Like, to file a complaint against somebody.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Is a lot of work. In any capacity. Even to stand around and wait for a manager. I'm like, I just forget it. Just give me my half-cold burrito and I'll leave.
Damien Scott says, this is actionable!
Back to obscurity with you, officer!
The arrogance of that as well. There's no apology.
Why would they apologize to you if you're going to put a formal complaint in? I wouldn't.
If you're taking offence to it, I apologise.
Way more people have got issue with me where they think...
Nice sad music.
It's because you're dressed...
like a plonker.
Like a plonker, walking around. No, you're dressed ridiculously.
They can just come up to me and tell me what they think of me because they are in a position of power. When I look back, I actually hear myself as a confident person. I hear myself go, no, this isn't right.
He's changing everything by himself.
I can hear these women laughing behind me.
Laughing.
But look how
They were laughing at me.
Look
They were
how you're
laughing.
dressed. How do you want? You're allowed to dress however you want. People are allowed to laugh at you if you look fucking ridiculous.
You know what the difference between you and everybody in this shot is, sir? Nobody else in this shot wants any attention.
You want all of it. And then when you get the attention, if it's not the attention you want, if it's fucking people laughing at you, and then
laughing at them.
Fucking, you know what? Fucking take it. If you're going to dress like that, people are going to laugh at you. And don't be so fucking weak. Who gives a shit if they're laughing at you?
Yeah, take a joke like you take dick, you plonker.
So I turn and look and they stop laughing. You're right. I'm sorry, I just noticed that you were laughing or something.
These women,
he goes
around and questions everybody that's laughing around him to see if they're laughing at him. You have a mental disorder. That's not a normal thing to do.
And BBC shouldn't be glorifying it.
He is dressed like an idiot. People are laughing at him for being dressed like an idiot. And then he gets angry at them for laughing at him for dressing like a fucking idiot.
This guy's a fucking asshole. Is there anywhere? I bet he loves his attention. Could somebody acquire his Twitter and let me know? I want to talk. I want to talk to the guy on Twitter.
Oh, I'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, I want to have a nice, open, honest dialogue.
They said we weren't laughing at you.
Oh, cool. I am shocked there are more women because when I'm there...
You're shocked more women laugh at you? Are you from this planet? Like, everything about... First off, women are the fucking worst when it comes to making fun of people and their appearance.
Yeah, they're terrible human beings.
They are not nice. Even to the people that they fucking love, that they love from the bottom of their hearts.
They're much better than men are at masquerading as good people.
Yes.
But they're terrible people.
They're not good people.
I think in my head I just used to think it was just men. And then a couple of teenagers go past on the bike and they're so transfixed that they're looking at me on their bike whilst they're driving across the road. What some people might see is like, oh, it's just a couple of kids looking back at you on a bike. It's like, that's the 30th or 40th person that's done that to you.
But it's not because you're fat. If you were that same size and were wearing jeans and a fucking t-shirt, nobody would give a fuck.
Look, if I went out on the streets and look, I'm not even knocking your style, buddy, because when I was 14, I dressed like you. If I went out on the streets and dressed the way I did when I was 14 or 15 now, and then walked around the parking lot and was going, "What are you looking at? Are you laughing at me? Are you laughing at me? Are you laughing at me?" Like that, the fucking. Do you understand the nerve it would take on my part to do that? You can't dress like a ska reject retard and then go like a plunker and then expect not to get called a plunker.
He's dressed like when you get bored in a GTA game. You know?
Yeah, when you've beat it 5
And
times.
you're like, well, I'm
and now you're
dressed like an idiot.
Dressed like a 70s pimp, I guess.
cares?
Drive a
Yeah.
Nazi car, because who cares?
Fucking idiot. It has nothing to do with you being fat. Look how you're dressed. Nothing matches. Yes, you are standing out.
That day. Can I get 2 haddock and chips, please? Yeah. On that reserved table, yeah. In fact, people eat in public. People judge them.
No!
Nobody does, you fucking
people-
mentally ill psychopath
When
narcissist.
I'm eating in public, or anybody's eating in public, they're focused on their meal. They don't give a fuck. And by the way, you're not humongous. You're not that fat. You're not even second look fat.
Most of the people that suffer from this level of narcissism and this level of attention seeking are generally quite unremarkable people.
Right.
They don't have anything. This guy, outside of his goofy clothes and his starting shit with people, has nothing about him that's all that special. He's just an average fat guy walking around dressed like a plunker.
Oh, what a plunker.
People look at what they're eating. Sometimes people say things like, shouldn't be eating that.
Have you ever, Mike? Because he said people walk up to him and say you shouldn't be eating that. Have you ever been somewhere eating something, even when you were at your biggest, ever, like out somewhere eating the fucking anything you've been eating, and have a stranger walk up to you and say you shouldn't be eating that?
No.
Okay. That does not happen in real life. And then what? Everybody clapped? That's not what... Nobody does that!
Do you understand what a weird fucking liberal shithole accepting society we live in? That I could probably go into a Beef O'Brady's right now, tie my belt around my arm, and start shooting heroin into my arm.
Yeah.
And nobody would say a fucking word to me. Do you
Nope.
understand how degenerate we've gotten? I don't think anybody's coming up to you and commenting on your choice of fish and chips.
Yeah, people are figuring out how to have fucking lesbian trans sex. You think they give a shit about your trans fats?
Yeah, people are using their magical girl penises to have magical lesbian sex with girls, with their
Do
girl
you think
penises.
this is the problem?
Food's on the way.
You think anybody goes up to them and goes, "You shouldn't be eating that"?
Hi, babe. There's constant policing of other people's bodies, and what I'm asking for is body autonomy. I'll live my life and have...
It's not because you're... I hate repeating this because this is BBC Three, man. This isn't like some sort of weird queer kid stuff thing. It's not because you're fat. No. You are just chubby at the most. You're not really that fat of a
Not
dude.
fat. From this angle, he just looks like what Dutch is going to look like in 5-10 years.
Wait, this dude? No, he looks like what Dutch looks like now.
That's the 30th or 40th person that's done that to you that day. Can I get 2
How many
haddock
times
and
a day?
chips,
If you're eating
please?
30 times a
For
day?
body autonomy. I'll live my life and have the body that I want to have, and you have the body that you want to have. There's a sort of disapproval of taking up public space and eating, and you become very conscious of that.
You're a fucking kook, dude.
Dude, you're a crazy person. You think the whole world revolves around you. It does not.
I couldn't live like that. I couldn't live like that.
It's ridiculous.
Like I get douche chills when I'm out to dinner and somebody I'm out to dinner with makes a reasonable request for something in the meal to be changed. I have that level of shame where I'm like, oh God, I'm so embarrassed. This guy has no sense of embarrassment or self-awareness. Everybody's a villain. What a sack of shit this guy is.
Space and eating, and you become very conscious of that as a fat person. I'm going into town, doing a bit of shopping. There's a couple who are sort of looking and not looking. I'm sort of looking a little bit looking. Don't look anymore. Then there's somebody who does something. This is one of my favourite responses in public. I'm going to pretend you're not there.
There are people with real afflictions that have real problems. And this guy is walking
Are
around.
you laughing at me?
Yes. Yes, I'm laughing at you. But not because of what you're wearing.
Excuse me?
Not because you're fat.
Excuse me?
Yes.
You're not... Are you laughing at me?
Yes, we were laughing at you.
The amount of effort that goes into...
You fucking clown. Idiot.
Excuse me? Hello? Are you laughing at me?
Yes.
Why are you laughing at me?
Because you keep asking us if we're laughing at you.
Stop laughing at me.
All right, we'll stop laughing.
Do you understand if I went up to anybody, even looking the way I do, just normal?
Yeah.
If I went up to any random person, like a Publix, and started going, stop laughing at me, don't laugh at me, stop, why are you laughing at me? Eventually they're going to start laughing hysterically. Or call the police. And the police are going to show up and go, why do you look like a plonker?
Why are you looking like a plonker? I'm filing a formal report. Yeah, we don't give a shit.
That sounds like a fulfilling life you live.
Yeah.
You fucking retard.
Go file a formal report. We have 37 stabbings we have to get to. We don't have time.
I've had cops do unlawful fucking searches of me. I've had cops do really dirty shit to me in my life, and I've been like, what are you gonna do, huh? Chalk it up to an L.
Yep.
I think I've always been fat. People made me feel like I was the size of a house.
Who?
You made yourself feel like you're the size
He
of...
wasn't even that fat of a kid. Look, he's just normal sized kid.
He's a piece of shit who wants attention.
Yeah.
I grew up in quite a poor area of London, in a place that was like one of the largest council estates in our area. And so with that came a lot of stuff. It came a lot of like togetherness, but it also meant that I was picked on. It's not full of happy memories, shall we say. I remember quite vividly being sat quite near here actually on a wall, and them all deciding that I couldn't play football with them. Then we started to climb up some scaffolding. I couldn't get myself up onto the roof. And to mock me, they all started raining down spit on me.
Yeah, that's what kids do to each other.
Yeah.
But guess what? They didn't just do it to the fat kid. They did it to the nerds, to everybody. Kids are mean.
Yeah.
But now you're an adult, and you're not controlled by the actions of your past as a child. So now you're walking up, and people are laughing at you because, again, you look like a guy that just got caught cheating and had to just grab whatever he could and leave the house. That's what he's dressed like.
And the problem is here, mate, you plonker. I went through the same thing. I got spit on. I got beat up when I was a kid. I had girls humiliate me in front of all my classmates. I've had terrible things done to me. I don't relive that every time I'm enjoying a Big Mac at a McDonald's. Like, you know what I mean? You got to fucking dial it back, Holmes.
Relax.
Jesus Christ.
My current health is very good. I've just had a medical, which was for the adoption. So we have these workshops.
The one on the right looks like Dutch.
The only thing you need to do in your fucking, the way you are acting and the way you behave, the only thing you need to be adopting right now is a fucking new mindset and a fucking good therapist.
No, that's my point. I don't, listen, if this has nothing to do because he's gay, but do you think somebody who's like this should be with a child taking care of a kid? No. When you're worried about everybody looking at you and you're dressed like a clown and you're going to pass on this mental disease to your kid?
I think half of the people having real kids shouldn't be having kids.
Every week with our social work.
Well, adopted kids are real kids. They're not fake kids. Having real kids.
Yeah, no, but these are like practice kids.
And she comes to our house, she asks us a list of questions, and then we have to write them up.
See, and adopted kids are better because if you fuck them up, you go, well, they're not my kids. They're adopted.
God, Oasis looks terrible now.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
One of those questions is, when are you going to lose weight? she has to ask me this question. So I say to her, well, that takes the position that maybe there's something wrong because all of my health data tells you I'm all right. But I sit on a BMI chart as being obese. I'm tired of other people's opinions of the way that I lead my life. And it can be exhausting.
I hate this man.
Nobody
hate
cares. It's not again, let me be clear and to reiterate, it has nothing to do because you're fat. First off, when you go to a doctor, that's the first thing that they're going to do. If you're overweight, they bring it up. They're going to sorry. It's going to happen if you're overweight. Sorry. All right? It's going to happen.
And they do that even if you're just mildly overweight.
Of course.
If you just have a little belly.
Not because they're mean, but because they have to tell you. It is their job to tell you.
I've learnt that I don't ever look at people.
Smokers go through that a lot too.
Yep.
But you don't see smokers fucking. I've never seen a smoker be like, my doctor's a fucking asshole about the smoking. Most smokers are at least self-aware that they're unhealthy people that do unhealthy things. So they go, yeah, I went to the doctor and he fucking got on me about the smoking. But it's never in a way where you're like, the fucking doctor, he was asking me about me smoking. Like he
called me a plunker.
No, you go, yeah, look, man, when you go for fucking bronchitis, he's going to give you shit about the smoking.
I look at buildings and shops. I walk around with my head metaphorically and actually in the clouds.
No, it can't actually be in the clouds.
I wish your head was in a fucking bag held by fucking Khalid Sheikh Mohammed.
I wish it was in the clouds, in a helicopter. BBC Three. Is there anything you can't do?
Journalism.
All right. What besides that? Guns N' Roses removed songs with homophobic and racist language from a reissued album.
So all the songs.
Jesus, you're probably right. 1 in a Million from the band's 1988 GNR Lies EP has been cut from the reissue of the album Appetite for Destruction, thanks to the lyrics such as, immigrants and faggots, they make no sense to me. Guns N' Roses have removed the song 1 in a Million from the forthcoming
Somebody
reissue
cut
of their
that,
album.
please. Get that sent to me.
Fuck me. The 1980s Rock Titans have not commented on the decision, but it seems to have been promoted by the song's lyrics, which feature racist and homophobic language. The track was included on their 1988 EP GNR Lies, which was released in the wake of their #1 debut Appetite for Destruction and reached #2 in the U.S. chart, selling more than 5 million copies. It features the lyrics. I'm reading lyrics, okay?
Read the lyrics.
But
we're reading the lyrics. That's all we're doing.
Police and...
So, what's the problem? You seem to have stopped.
Police and niggers, that's right. Get out my way. Don't need to buy none of your gold chains today. Other lyrics include, immigrants and faggots, they make no sense to me. They come to our country and they think they'll do as they please. Like start some mini Iran or spread some fucking disease. And they talk so many goddamn ways. It's all Greek to me. The song was condemned on its release, and guitarist Slash later said, I don't regret doing 1 in a Million. I just regret what we've been through because of it and the way people have perceived our personal feelings. The Guardian has requested a comment from the band via the UK representative. Explaining the lyrics to the 1988 singer Axl Rose says, we were inspired in part by African-American con artists in Los Angeles. I don't think that helps Axl. And added, why can black people go up to each other and say, oh no, Axl, did he Axl, oh no.
Say it. What did Axl say?
Again, I am reading a transcript. Why can black people go up to each other and say nigger, but when white guy does it, all of a sudden it's a big put down. I don't like the boundaries of any kind. I don't like being told what I can and can't say. I use the word nigger because it's a word to describe somebody that is basically a pain in your life, a problem. The word nigger doesn't necessarily mean black. In 1992...
How many times did Axl drop the N-bomb in this interview?
I was pissed
Holy
off
shit! He
because-
really milked it, huh? He's like, you know what? While we're discussing the word, he just got it out like 50 times.
I was pissed off. I was pissed off because some black people that were trying to rob me. I wanted to insult
Bunch
those
of-
particular black people. Regarding the immigrants line, he explained a lot of people from countries like Iran, Pakistan, China, Japan, etc. get jobs in these convenience stores and gas stations. Then they treat you like you don't belong here. He claimed the faggot line came from a very bad experience with homosexuals, including an attempted rape. I'm not against them doing what they want as long as it's not hurting anybody else and they're not forcing it upon me. Elton John, who once performed with Axl Rose live, said in 2017, "Never in a million years did I think Axl was homophobic. I'll fight for anyone who's misunderstood and misrepresented by the idiots out there." The band are releasing a number of different formats for Appetite for Destruction, which features the original album alongside GNR Lies and other extra tracks, including Wood and blah, 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 blah. So, wow. Again, I was reading.
He was reading an article.
I was reading an article.
He's also a racist. GNR was always like edgelording before edgelording was a thing, though.
Yeah.
And it's kind of stupid to fucking take it out, but whatever. People are still gonna. You're just making the song more notorious. Notorious.
We are out of time. Thank you guys for
Hey
listening.
hey now. Go
It's
dream
fucking Twitter fucking just fucked me over. Thank you for listening, guys.
RevengeOfTheSith.com/donate. Sign up on Patreon today. Get to see our exclusive patron-only Washington, D.C. Juggalo March documentary. Also, if you're going to do some Amazon shopping, right there on that donate page, you'll see Amazon banners. Click on that, then do your shopping. Helps us out significantly. And we'll be back with some more show for you.
Mañana.
Tomorrow.